if you have watched season 3 of Dream Home Makeover, which I'm assuming that if you're here, you have. You saw our episode with Robert and Cindy, and their kitchen really needed a remodel.
Had a life-changing event, and it's pushed us to follow our dreams. Make things happen today. Don't wait for tomorrow.
We're gonna dive into some more design details that maybe you don't get on the show, share a bit of the process and maybe some of the things that went on behind the scenes. When we started, we had to figure out how to make this layout work. And once we cleared the slate and took out basically everything, we realized that we had quite a bit of space to work with. And I really wanted to create these tall tower cabinets to at least frame out the kitchen and give a little bit of separation between the living room and the kitchen area. This kitchen is a great example of a way to take a home that has a tract style layout and finishes and make it feel designer and high-end and very custom. We did that with a color palette that wasn't as predictable. We did a really unique color on the cabinets. It's this gray with a blue undertone. We mixed metals. We have black hardware and a polished nickel bridge faucet. Also, the open shelves and the custom hood. If you buy boxed cabinets, do a custom hood and some shelving that's unique, and that will take it to the next level. Same thing with the backsplash. Spending that extra money to buy a few extra square feet of the tile and bringing it to the ceiling, it has so much impact and creates a focal wall instead of just a focal point around the stove. Robert really wanted to be able to accommodate a lot of people around the island. And I was a little nervous when he requested that at first because I saw us crammed in the kitchen and I had no idea how we were going to be able to fit all those people around the island. But extending the island a little deeper allowed us to be able to fit chairs on the sides and across the back side. The other thing that I'm really excited about is this cute little curtain in their pantry. It's a trend forward thing to do to incorporate these curtains. It's a vintage inspired look, and I think it's a great way to play with the trend in a small space like a pantry. It adds pattern and interest, but it's also, in a few years, if you're ready to swap it out, it's an easy thing to do to switch to a different fabric. One thing I had my heart set on and I was going to make happen no matter what was leaded glass in this kitchen. And I do this for every project. I look around and see what the client is inspired by or drawn to without the help of a designer. I saw that they had a stained glass piece hanging in one of their windows, and it had this leaded glass detail, and I knew that that was a really great way to incorporate something that they clearly were inspired by in a subtle way in the kitchen. This only cost a couple $100s to do, but it just took it to a place that wasn't like a stock cabinet. One last detail in this kitchen that is just really thoughtful and easy to incorporate, but takes the look to the next level is adding a piece of hardware to the end of the island. We added this pretty towel bar to the end. It gives something to look at on the one end and just adds, yet again, another layer of thought. When we style kitchens, our clients don't always have all of their stuff for us to put in their cabinets. For me, the places that are visible on the lower shelves, I always want to put things that are functional but also really beautiful. Glasses, canisters, and then the higher up we go, we'll use a cake stand, we'll use a pitcher that we're not using every day but still looks really beautiful. One thing we kept in mind when designing this kitchen was the idea that we really wanted to make it coastal because Robert and Cindy, they moved to Southern California. It was their dream. They love it there. And I wanted to give them that, but not make the kitchen feel like we are headed into a coastal theme park, right? And so we do that through color palette. These soft tones with the cool blues. Even in the kitchen nook area, we did a white plaster table and we did these kind of driftwood inspired chairs and we did coastal artwork. But we don't have shells lining the tops of the cabinets. We don't have coral on every surface. And we did things that were more subtle, but you still feel that coastal inspiration happening. All right, so that wraps up our webisode for Robert and Cindy. If you haven't seen that episode on Dream Home Makeover on Netflix, you should go check it out. And if you are following along with all that we're doing, we are doing these deep dives for all of our Netflix reveals, so stay tuned.